somewhere in the Scottish Highlands.
Okay. So this is a continuation. I actually got pretty stuck in the last part of this game. And I honestly don't have any idea what could be wrong here. Other than maybe I was going too fast and not sort of, I don't know, like I thought I did something I didn't, I guess. But we'll kind of go through carefully. At the moment, if you're just joining us on the playthrough, hey Commander Rob, welcome in. If you're just joining us on the playthrough, we are, let's see if we can show off what we're doing here. We're basically trying to stop the ozone from being destroyed, and I believe we should be able... Yeah, so there's a giant aerosol can in space that's destroying the ozone layer. And so we're in the process of creating this, like, I think it's a pill or something, that will take care of business here. But we are down a couple items. We have this in my pocket thing here. I'm always so bad at this. Yeah.
For Pushpin's congeal pill.
Congeal
I still
pill.
need to give Pushpin a superfine fuchsia beauty clay sample from the bottom of the lake.
Right.
Then I'll have found all the ingredients to make the congeal pill to stop the orbiting aerosol can.
Yeah, so that's kind of the setup, right? We've done all these other pieces here. We just need the superfine fuchsia beauty clay. Now, the clay is pretty straightforward in terms of where it must be, right? Because Spy Fox mentions it's in a lake, and guess what? There's a lake right here. But to be able to go into the water to get this, and we've already kind of figured out exactly the location of this, although I'll have to review it when we get there. We do need to use this scuba set from this guy. This guy will not accept a scuba set, or he won't give it to us unless we have flippers. The flippers, working backwards, are here in the bowling alley, but to get the flippers we need to have bowling shoes, and that brings us back to where we began. They're right here. Now, the problem that I've had here is if we try going to click on it,
I can make use of those bowling shoes somehow.
Spy Fox walks into a pit of quicksand and is obviously unable to grab it.
I really need a better way to swing over there and get those.
Yeah, so swinging over, and this is the first thought I had, was to use the little grandma thing here. Right? But it looks like we can only, unless I can grab it up. Okay.
My guess is whoever was wearing these doesn't need them anymore. They're not my size, but I'll hang on to them anyway.
That's madness of a puzzle. Okay. So, there you go. It is the goat puzzle. Yeah, that was what I was just going to say. We'll take that as a note for everybody. If you're really frustrated on a puzzle in an adventure game, go take a walk. In my case, go step away from the game for a day or two and come back and just try to explain it to yourself again. And then you can figure it out. That's insane, though, because... Yeah, this game throughout the whole thing has been use item with item. And then once you have an item that's used, that's a cutscene. You can't do anything in a cutscene. But because game is crazed, yeah, a little slice of broken sword in here, you can apparently click on things while swinging. So, well, we have the shoes, so I guess we can continue on now. Let's just pretend none of that ever happened. Yeah, outsmarted by a kid's game. I was losing it the last stream towards the end. I was like, I can't believe I'm gonna have to not finish Spy Fox, like a humongous game in one stream. That's a whole thing. But there we go.
Here's a pair of bowling shoes. Can I have those flippers, sport? Yeah, okay. There isn't any water within 1,000 miles of here. What do you use those for? I like to put them on and pretend I'm a duck. Uh-huh. Takes all kinds, I suppose.
Okay. There's literally water just outside of this building, but maybe not enough to dive into. There's literally water here. Anyway, takes all kinds, as sports says. Hey, Caser H. Thanks for the GGs on all of that, because yeah, it was maddening. It was very maddening. And sorry for any, I don't know if the mic is picking up any of the noise. There's a load of construction going on, like outside of my my place here, and I can hear it, but I don't know if the mic's picking it up. So apologies in advance if there's any thumping or drilling or anything. All right, so there's your flippers.
I found a pair of flippers. Can I use your scuba suit now, Wet Eddie?
Sure, Spy Fox. You know, I was just concerned about safety and all.
Of course. When it comes to water, safety first. Okay?
Okay, wait.
Wait, I got it.
You got it?
All right, thanks, Wet Eddie. That's good. People can't hear it. That's good. It's like a mixture of drilling, hammering, and like yelling. So it's exactly what you want. Okay, let me jot down the spot here. I don't know if I put it in my notebook or not. Just put it on this note here. Post-it note. What was it that we needed? Thank you.
It's the ingredient
Superfine fuchsia. So superfine and fuchsia is what we'll call B2, I guess. Not sure what we're expecting down below.
I'm going to need a scuba suit to dive into that water. I didn't wear my drip-dry tux.
Okay, well, I will spell it out for you
That's
then.
not going to do me any good.
All right, B1 if you're a programmer, right?
Now I'm ready for some underwater espionage.
Of course. Gotta start at 0, right? All right, okay. So this is left, up, and right.
I wonder what those markings are for.
Okay, yeah. Up there. All right, so we need to move over here.
I need to wait until that guard's gone. Then I can sneak past him.
All right, so this should be up. This one's left. This one's right. Satisfying door opening noises.
The gate is open. Now I can get in there and commandeer some clay. This must be where Poodles gets her beauty clay, but it's too dark to see anything. I'm going to have to figure out a way to light up this joint.
Okay, well, we have an item for that. This is the mint thing.
The phosphorescent compound of Quack's spy mint worked perfectly. The mint is lighting up the entire room, and it was very refreshing.
I click on all the things, right? Alright, so
It's Poodle's beauty clay. That's one of the vital ingredients Pushpin needs to make the congeal pill. In the green glow of the spy mint, all the clay looks the same. Maybe this will be the right kind.
Yeah, based on what we know, that in fact is the correct one. Okay, so that's everything. We should be able to dip on out now. Head back. Give this guy the clay. And then we'll have kind of what I imagine will be the final sort of act of this. Alright, there's your clay, sir.
Here is the special clay you asked for, Pushpin.
It is perfect, Mr. Spy Fox. That is the final ingredient. Now I can finish the congeal pill. Ah! Here you are, Mr. Spy Fox. You must toss this pill directly into the aerosol inside the orbiting aerosol can. It is highly unstable, so I would not waste any time getting out of the aerosol can.
Got it. Pitch the pill and ditch the can.
You should take this with you, Spy Fox. It's a Swiss spy knife. It's got a fork and a toothpick.
That will come in handy if I'm ever caught dining without utensils.
It also has a pair of chromium alloy high tensile strength wire cutters that can cut through sheer metal.
Okay, can cut through metal. Beautiful. Okay, cool. And save after this. Is this another one of these situations where it's like you can fail the final cutscene type of a deal? Put it there. I think I remember that from the first game. Nice. The Schweppes cream soda. Very excited about that. It was odd. I got really excited. So I like ginger ale. I think that's a good beverage. And I picked it up because it's the same color. Well, to me at least. You'll see it when we do the redemption. But then realized it was cream soda. I was like, what is Schweppes doing making cream soda? This is so weird. So I picked it up. Yeah, congeal pill, good item to add. Nice. Okay, so it sounds like we need to head into space. We will get that soda, I guess, in between games. We're kind of towards the home stretch here.
Talk about Harry Scary.
These guys just all in, just gooped up. Okay. So I guess we have to enter. Alright, so we just chuck the pill in, I think, right?
Poodles galore, your dog day of ozone depletion has departed.
What? No, I don't think so.
Had to say something, right?
You weren't very good at bowling either, darling. Just who are you anyway?
Fox. Spy Fox. And in the name of Spy Corps, I hereby place you under spy arrest.
Not today, Foxy.
I must warn you that I'm an expert in cock-a-doodle food. Drat.
That steel net will keep you out of trouble. Now to finish my cosmetic caper.
Well, I've certainly gotten myself into a fine steel mesh this time. I have to get out of this steel net and get that congeal pill back.
Oh
That's
boy.
my new
So we can cut through metal with this thing, I believe. So let's
Maybe there's
do
something
that.
in Quack's Swiss spy knife that will get me out of this fine mesh. Maybe I can use the toothpick to pick my way out. Well, that leaves the chromium alloy high tensile strength wire cutters that can cut through solid steel. I hope they work. That did the trick. Now I need to get back the congeal pill.
So hopefully we don't
I'm
make the
glad
same mistake.
Today wasn't garbage collection day. This time I'll be super ultra sneaky when I toss this into the aerosol.
Alright. Good idea, Spy Fox. Fox has been through the bins again.
This time I'll keep my actions to myself. Congeal! Pill?
Uh-oh.
How do you like them apples, Poodles?
You fool! The aerosol is highly unstable. The whole thing is gonna blow!
I can't let Poodles get away. A crazy villain like her should be behind bars getting the best rehabilitation my tax dollars can buy. A fat stack of pancakes would be good right about now.
Okay. Can we not
I've
use
got
our...
to get out of here.
Oh.
Spy Fox, for your semi-spectacular deeds of daring do in destroying
Oh,
the
bad
orbiting
ending?
aerosol can, I present you the pretty big award of reasonable merit.
Thanks, Chief. Next time I'll capture that Poodles galore for sure. But right now I'm dog tired.
Okay. Gadget database. Oh, it's...
Restart.
Okay, so we gotta reload, I guess. We can't take the bad ending. What a shame. It must be that last scene, I guess, I need to do something in. It didn't look like I was trying to open up my inventory, and it didn't seem like that was the case.
That it.
Alright, you get to
You
go.
could make
Alright, so something else going on here. I guess we should make a save. Oh, okay.
restart.
Turns out you don't want to hit escape during any of that. Here I was trying to just gotta get to the moment where we could fork out there.
Talk.
Speedrun mode now. But yeah, I was trying to open up my inventory to be like, okay, we've got a couple extra items that we
Maybe
can
there's
use.
something in Quack's Swiss spy knife that will get me out of this fine mesh.
Did I already goof it? Oh no. This is sort of the moment here. Okay, so we've got that. Maybe I'll make a save here, that way we don't have to keep doing all of that over and over again.
You could make one tall beehive hairdo with all that aerosol, if only the aerosol wasn't being used for evil. I don't think that's the best use of the canned laughter.
It must be in the last section here where I need to,
This time I'll keep my actions to myself. Congeal! Pill?
Ew.
How do you like them apples, Poodles?
You fool! The aerosol is highly unstable. The whole thing is gonna blow!
I can't let Poodles get away. A crazy villain like her should be behind bars getting the best rehabilitation my tax dollars can buy.
There's gotta be something else I can click on.
A fat stack of pancakes would be good right about. Not so fast, Poodles galore.
Do I just have to go quick? We'll see what happens here. Might just be clicking on the door quick. Yeah, okay, cool. That appears to be the right thing. Yeah, the first time I was looking to try to pull out something in my inventory because, I mean, it's the adventure game classic, right? Use item on item.
Drat that spy fox! They'll never catch me now! Not with this impenetrable force field protecting my moon base. I'm snug as a bug and have plenty of time to devise my revenge. Let's see. There's always Operation Beauty Bark.
How diabolical! A fingernail recognition device. Uh-oh, I hear a guard coming.
Hate that
My
implication.
spy watch is beeping. I hope it's not a telemarketer.
Please stand by.
Come in, Spy Fox.
Hello, Monkey Penny. Say, you look like you're in a mess.
That's the super mess, Spy Fox. I'm right outside the moon base, but I can't get through the force field.
I'll deactivate that force field just as soon as I can. I have to get in first, then figure out the special fingernail scanning device.
Good luck, Spy Fox. We're all behind you on this one.
Just burning space fuel, just trying to constantly ram into the force field over and over again. Speaking of taxpayer dollars. Wait, is this changing? I was clicking on fun things.
It's no use. Until I enter the right code on the keypad, there's no getting in.
Alright, let's click on a keypad.
This is the keypad that controls the door to the control room. That opened the door. I'm in there like swimwear.
Mm-hmm.
This is Poodle's moon base control center. I need to turn the force field off so Monkey Penny can land the super spy mess.
Okay,
I wonder how you open that closet. There doesn't seem to be any handle. If only Poodles would have used her talents for good instead of evil.
I like this guy with the huge glasses down here.
My manicured fingernails aren't doing the trick. I've got to copy Poodle's fingernails exactly. This looks like an automated fingernail painting machine. How handy. I need to use it to paint my fingernails exactly like Poodle's.
Do we have a reference?
This allows me to pick which color to paint my fingernails. That fingernail painter tingles. Pink hearts, as they say in France. Ooh la la.
Just like they say in France.
My manicured fingernails aren't doing the trick. I've got to copy Poodle's fingernails exactly.
Let's move into the next room. Maybe there's a
There's a room with a
thing there.
surveillance monitor over there.
Ah.
I think I'll do a little sightseeing, spy style. Ow! Oh, the humanity! Oh! Pickled potatoes! I've been pummeled by an enormous pink powder puff. What a humiliating trap. Well, there is no way to get to that surveillance monitor without pulling the plug on that powder puff first.
Okay. What do we have here? Another room. Puff off.
That switch must be the off switch for Poodle's pink powder puff pummel device.
Seems like the way to go.
Now to shut off the puff. Oh, ow, oh, where's my stunt double?
Okay. They really made you pay for thinking it was that easy, I guess.
Interesting. That switch didn't seem to do anything. I suppose there is a remote chance that it's a remote switch. It looks like that control panel is connected to the transporter. I wonder why it's missing an electrical component.
What do we have in here?
It's the pearl detector.
Pearl detector.
I don't see anything different. Maybe the switch controls something else on the moon base. That control panel looks like it controls the transporter on the walkway. I need to turn it off somehow.
All right. The adventure is afoot, that is for sure.
I've come too far to turn back now. I'm going to have to find the force field switch and turn it off for good. I can't leave now. Monkey Penny is counting on me to turn off the force field surrounding Poodle's moon base.
Just trying to see if there's anything else I can click on here. Like, is there a...
That looks like some kind of closet, but I don't see a way to open it.
'Cause that's probably what the button is for, I guess.
That Poodle's is one sick puppy.
Hey, El Pollo Diablo lives. Welcome.
turn that pernicious powder puff off if I'm ever going to make it to the other room.
Foxed up. Yeah, big time. Big time.
It looks like that control panel is connected to the transporter. I wonder why it's missing an electrical component.
I can't seem to like do anything in the middle of this where I was like, oh, if I push the button, maybe the door opens down there.
That's the old remote switch. I should look around the moon base and see if it opened or closed anything.
I guess I hit it twice, didn't I, last time? Yeah, that was it. All right, there we go. So you go here.
That perfume bottle fit perfectly. I think it turned this machine off. Ingenious. That perfume bottle was really a diotic stopulator in disguise.
Classic diotic stopulator.
That pulled the plug on Poodle's pink puff of doom. Now I can continue my mission. Okay, Powder Puff, give me all you've got. Ah! Heh, it was just a little powder. The diotic stopulator disguised as a perfume bottle did the trick. Poodle's Powder Puff is out of commission.
What is this?
This must be Poodle's security center. She must have surveillance cameras set up all around her moon base. Please, let the man go, so to speak. I've been there. A moment can feel like an eternity. I've been there.
I've been there. Okay.
These buttons scroll through the different surveillance cameras Poodles has set up around her moon base. He'll never fix it that way. I wonder if he's stuck.
Cats, that what we're looking for.
It's a close-up of Poodle's Galore's fingernails. I need to paint mine exactly like hers so I can deactivate the force field.
Sort of this reddish and a moon, see? Something like that?
I need to use this purple. Yellow. Purple. Yellow. Purple. Yellow. Purple. Yellow.
I guess the nails were this color, but the...
Paint. That fingernail painter tingles.
We'll try it with this one, and then we'll try it with the yellow. Because I'm pretty sure, actually, that this is supposed to be
Purple?
the yellow
No.
one, but...
I'm high styling now.
Okay, so it's the other one.
I guess it doesn't recognize my fingernails. I'm going to have to cut.
So it's not like
I
the
need to
nail,
use this
it's
to-
the thing that's painted on the nail.
Yellow.
So this should work.
It worked. Now to muzzle that poodle for good. Monkey Penny, the force field is down. Stick 'em.
Copy that, Spy Fox. We're in there like swimwear.
They love that
That's
one.
mine. Oh, never mind.
See, that's like the third time this game has said that.
What is going on? Who's that chump that turned the force field off?
I'm that chump, Poodles.
You again? This time I'll take care of you myself.
I must warn you that I am an expert in cock-a-doodle-doo.
Not so fast, Poodles.
Your helmet!
My nail! My nail! Oh, pretty big piggly wigs! My nail! Oh, wasn't even the press-on kind! I am hideous!
Thanks, Monkey Penny. It really wasn't necessary. I was using the spy play possum maneuver.
Sure, Spy Fox.
Would you believe the limp biscuit maneuver?
Mm-hmm.
How about the dead fish maneuver?
Mm-hmm. Here, have some hard candy.
Spy Fox, for your super spectacular deeds of daring do in destroying the orbiting aerosol can and capturing that pernicious poodles galore, I present you the really big award of stupendous merit.
Yes.
Thanks, Chief.
Now what are you going to do?
I think I'll take a vacation. I'm dog tired.
Yes. I don't know what this is. Like, it's like printed out. There we go.
Restart.
Dog tired. Thanks to the GGs, everybody. Hey, Rory Potato. Yeah, Monkey Penny is a very good... Very good name. I think this... I mean, Spy Fox is definitely my favorite thing that we've played among the Humongous Games catalog so far. They're pretty... It's like pretty fun. There's some good jokes. Yeah. This one was a little bit meaner, I guess, than the other ones for a few
Quit.
other reasons, but good time. Yeah, I guess we're done. Cool. All right, folks. That's pretty nice. Yeah, cut it out of your monitor. That's right, just X-Acto knife. Just chop it out. It looks like it's supposed to be clipped out, right? So I was like, maybe like it's supposed to be like, print this page out, and then you have your own your own thing. So I'm pretty sure in the last one we played, you could put your name into like a leaderboard or something like that, or at least it would like print it out with your, not print it out, but it would show it with your name on it. But yeah, Spy Fox 1 is the only one we haven't done. That'll be all of the Spy Fox ones. We've done a couple putt-putts now. And I think there's at least a couple more of the Pajama Sam ones too. Oh, and Freddy Fish. That's right. That was printable as well. Yeah. All right, cool. What do we have left here? We've got some interesting ones. We have more speedruns than I remember on here, actually. All right. See, I think we've just played Thunder and Lightning Aren't Very Frightening for Pajama Sam, and then we did Freddy Fish and the Missing Kelp Seeds. All right, let's spin the wheel. What we're going to do here is we'll see what we're playing next. Not many things left on the wheel, but we'll see what we're going to play next. Then I'm going to take a brief break because I need to go get the soda. We have a Schweppes cream soda to test. And then just check our grub time here. Okay, there's still grubs to go. Those are 20 minutes from last stream. We will honor all grubs today, but I'll leave them open for a little bit to allow for some more redemptions. So yeah, we'll see what we got here. Let's check it now. And then, yeah, drink Bonnie treats, and then we'll play whatever we're getting, which might very well be... Oh, it just switched over. Just by the skin of our teeth there. A little growing, my grandpa. Good thing you're around, iDoc. It was almost Final Fantasy X. We were very, very close. But there you go. So this is the first play for a very strange looking video game. I know absolutely nothing about this other than iDoc submitted it. But there you go. Exciting times. All right, let's do this. I'm going to take a quick break then. Just like I said, I'm going to go get the soda. We'll get the dog. We will do a taste test. We'll give the dog some treats. And then we'll begin growing your grandpa, or whatever it was called. Be right back. Alrighty, folks. Bonnie is being a little shy at the moment. Can you come into the light? Thank you. She's like, I want to sit in the shadows today. She's very sleepy today. I guess she's always sleepy, but there she is. She was almost like, you know what? Hang on to the treats for now. I'll come get it when I'm ready, and then changed her mind. Let's just make sure I've got these down here. I was like, why am I getting so unsettled right now? And it's because some Night Manor music is playing. Great. So yeah, we just have one treat from Jatliers. There you go. We got that Soul Driver one a little bit. I have an extra one out, so I'll give you that one. That's on the house. That's from me. She decided to slither her way off the couch. Come say hello to everybody. There you go. Off she goes. All right. Thanks for the treats. I also have our soda redemption. Boom. Oh, well. All right, so yeah, we have our soda redemption. It is the Schweppes cream soda. So to me, this looks identical, basically, to kind of the normal Schweppes. What I would think is normal, I guess, is the ginger ale. But as you can tell on the top, cream soda. I did not know they were in the cream soda game. So I'm kind of curious to see how this, works out here. With sugars and sweeteners. Just carbonated water, sugar, flavorings, acidity regulator, preservative, sweetener, color. They're really not a lot of information on this thing. There's a warning that says it might have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. So we got to keep that in mind, I guess. But that's how it goes. But yeah, thank you, Jatliers, for the redemption. Okay, there we go. I mean, it's definitely smells like cream soda. Okay. Huh. Yeah, so I'm okay with cream soda. I don't know if it's like my favorite type of soda, but I'm not against a good cream soda. I always think of like the S tier cream soda for me is probably like a Stewart's like cream soda. I feel like if you're good at doing root beer, you're probably good at doing cream soda as well. That's sort of like the connection. I'm sure that like A&W and the like, depending on where you live, which flavor, which iteration of A&W you have near you is probably decent. But yeah, you can really mess up a cream soda if you're not careful. The bars one might have been one of the worst ones I've ever had, if I recall. Huh. So this is pretty good. As far as cream sodas go, they're not messing up too much. It's quite light. One thing that happens, I think, a lot with cream soda is that there's a lot of like there's just like an absurd amount of sugar in it, right? And it almost gets a little too heavy, and you kind of lose everything else. It's just like sugarness. And we're drinking soda, like, let's be honest with ourselves, but like there is a limit, I think, of how it is, and especially if you're using artificial sweeteners, I think it can get really, like, you can overdo it pretty easily. This just says sugar and flavorings, so I guess as far as sugar and flavorings go, there's a pretty decent balance in here. It definitely has. It's interesting because it's a Schweppes, right? It does have the same kind of bubbly bite quality to it as I'm used to. All right, Roth. What do we have here? Oh, iDoc subscribing. Let's go. Thank you, iDoc. Celebratory.
In honor of my homie, the grandpa.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm excited to meet this grandpa in here. But yeah, it has the same Schweppes bite that you're kind of used to from the ginger ale that I like a lot. I think that's a good balanced ginger ale bite. But yeah, I don't know. The cream soda is working. I think this is actually decent. This is probably the best cream soda I've had out here. Like since I like in the last probably like, I don't know, 10 years or something. Because it's honestly, it's quite difficult to find ginger ale out here. And if you live in the UK, let me know where you get your ginger ale, if you get ginger ale. because the only stuff I can seem to find is things that are like mixers, you know, for other stuff, and it's like way easier to find ginger beer than it is ginger ale, and they only come in little teeny cans, and like I want like a normal 12-ounce can or 330 ml can of ginger ale, like a good ginger ale. So anyways, this is pretty good, is all I'll say. The best thing I have to work around that is you can buy cases of the mixers, so you can just get a couple of them. It makes one can up. But not ideal. But yeah, this is decent. I actually think if you are a fan of cream soda, or you maybe have only had maybe the bar cream soda or something like that, and you're looking for something different, you can find this. It was decent. Schweppes is pretty good, I have to say. I think this is Meow's favorite brand of ginger ale. I'm a little bit looser. I can drink most ginger ales and be pretty happy, but I think Schweppes is up there as one of the best. But she's a little bit more, has a more refined palate when it comes to it. And this is the one that she prefers. So it's good to know that cream soda's out there. I didn't know they were in the cream soda game, but this is good enough certainly for me. Oh, you know what? We should pour it out. I forgot I grabbed a glass quick. The other one's in the dishwasher right now. So we're going with kind of like a Scotch glass. We're really getting bougie with it here. Look at that color. All right. It is sort of making me just want a ginger ale. This doesn't have any ginger ale taste to it, but I think it's the can. Seeing the can, which is like, I feel like when you're having like a different flavor of a kind of beverage, you change the color of the can typically, but like this is identical, and keep me honest, I'm colorblind, right? But like this is the same color as a ginger ale. It just says cream soda on the top. That's how I found this, because I was like, oh, it's a ginger ale, and then it was like, oh no, it isn't. I'm like, oh, now we gotta taste it. So it's good. Yeah, this is a good drink. I'm actually very pleased about this. It's been a while since we've had a good cream soda on stream. I'll take it. Anyone who rolls into stream is going to see me drinking that out of that glass and be like, wow, it's pretty early, woofs. Hey, Karor. Root beer tasted awful when you tried it. Okay. I think these are all kind of related. They're not the same kind of drink, but I feel like if you like one, you might like the other kind of a thing. I don't mind Canada Dry. It is definitely different than Schweppes, though. Yeah, the last two drinks have not been very good. That's true. It is good to have, yeah, something redeeming out of the last batch that I picked up. I'm just in the process of getting this Grandpa game fired up here. Yeah, it does fit, doesn't it, Galaxy? That's true. If there's ever been a time to have a scotch early in the morning, it's probably when we are learning to play Growing My Grandpa. Krelos, thank you very much for 250 bits. Thank you. Oh, we have a hype train going. Let's go. Thank you, everybody. I didn't miss anything, did I? Just the iDoc resub and the Krelos bits. Thank you both very much. It's very generous of you both. All of the sodas, oh, that's a overlay thing. Yes, that'd be amazing. We should have like a soda zone sort of overlay. That'd be good. Ginger Joe. I've never heard of Ginger Joe. Hang on, let me do a little search here. I'll add it to my list. Refreshingly feisty. Ooh. Yo, Commander Rob, thank you for the 250 bits. Oh, you're all very kind. Thank you so much. I like the little corgi on it. Thank you. So I see like images of it. It looks like I'm gonna have to tap into like the little bit of Swedish that I learned to read this website. Okay, so I found these are alcoholic ginger beers that I found. So this is interesting because ginger ale is non-alcoholic. It's just like a ginger flavored soda, I guess. Oh, Fever Tree, yeah, sure. I'll have to take a look at that. Maybe I've had Fever Tree. Have I had Fever Tree here? I don't know. The tough part is in the UK, all this stuff they're mixers, so there's no like proper drink version of it. They're always like mix this with your gin, kind of an angle, you know. Sometimes you just want a ginger ale, straight up. Oh, does Fentimans do a ginger ale? I didn't think about that. Fentimans are easy to get. That's a good shout, Grelos. Yeah, 150 mil. That's exactly it. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we simply need like 2 or 3 cans worth of that. It's just not scalable. Oh, there's non-alcoholic varieties too. Okay, cool. I'll have a look for it. Thanks for letting me know, because I'll keep my eyes peeled. There are a couple Scandinavian markets in the city out here, and maybe they would carry it. I'm always down to try new ones. That's for sure. I gotta get out there. I've been so busy lately. It's been a little too much. It was good enough that I got the 3 drinks when I did, but that was like kind of in one swoop. Okay. For some reason, okay, I was gonna say the game is very tiny. Let me see. Okay. Oh, excellent. I don't know what's it thinks it's capturing right now. What are you? Tales of Monkey Island. This is... I regret to inform you, not Tales of Monkey Island. Okay. There's also a bit of a choice here that growing my grandpa includes an exclamation point in it. Like it's excited about the aforementioned grandpa. Here it is. Let me change our category. There was a note, by the way, for anybody who needs to hear it, that I think there's some body horror situations going on here. I'm sure this will give everybody an update. Configuration. Press F3 to disable or change shader intensity. F4 to cycle through the resolution options. This is a perfectly fine resolution. Cursor, color, and handedness. We'll just use the classic. That's fine. Yo, Santa. Thank you for the good luck. Growing my grandpa. Says it's a point-and-click adventure game according to Twitch. So yeah, we're right in the middle there. Okay, well, this is a first play. I have no idea what we're getting into. Hopefully it doesn't ban me off Twitch, and let's start. The tutorial regarding the basic game mechanics. Yeah, sure. Please read. This game is designed to be played with a mouse. The input required of you is based around clicking the mouse buttons. Okay, the right mouse button will change the cursor's image and function. Only when pointing, indicated by the extended index finger, can you, the player, interact with certain menu items and prompts. Please click below in the pointing mode to continue. Okay, that's good, iDoc. You never know. Not that I would say that we would put me through that, but when it has like a big like disclaimer in the beginning of the game, and it looks like one of these random games you can find on itch, you just have to, you have to be careful. Oh, oops. Oh, it did change my, why did it do that? This is definitely not the Drifter, I'll tell you that. That'll get fixed. Click. All right, the second cursor mode is indicated by the cursor's image featuring a hand extending all fingers, like a grab, I guess. This is probably just teaching me how to play a point-and-click game. To continue, pick up the piece of trash on the right and place it in the trash can on the left. Remember, holding the mouse button will change the cursor's mode, but when holding something, the mode can't be changed until the cursor is not doing anything. Okay, there'll be many situations in Growing My Grandpa, ! That will require you to pick things up, place things, grab things, or give things. Don't be afraid to experiment and keep an open mind about using your hand. Okay. Please click the button below to continue. Remember, menu buttons must be clicked in the pointer mode. All right. In order to expedite the cleaning process, you can use digits 1, 2, and 3 on your computer's keyboard top row at the top of the keyboard. To reposition the trash can below, you can try moving the can to the right of the screen, 3 on your keyboard. Okay, I can't use 10 key. Scary. The cleaning process. This is a cleaning game? Well done. Click the continue button and move on. Please remember that menu buttons must be clicked in the pointer mode. I got it. It must have been a real problem in testing around that. Vim-ass game, that's right. Yeah, I can't use J and K. Literally unplayable. A variety of video options can be changed anytime using the function keys. So we have shader effects. Right, we already know this. This is fine. I'm going to leave it as is. By default, Growing My Grandpa display is scaled up by a factor of 2, and the shader is set at low. Okay. Configuring options overlay with a bunch of arrows and... Oh, let's go. Hovering over the small question mark in the top right provides an overlay related to available configuration options. Try hovering over it. This will be available at all times during the game. Yes, that's it. Okay, so it's just a reminder of that. Okay, continue. Thus ends the tutorial. I hope you enjoy Growing My Grandpa. Infinite thanks to my patrons and supporters for believing in me and my work. Yames. Okay. Begin. Week 1. Okay. I excused Adrian during music class today and spoke with her about her recent string of demerits. It was our first time meeting outside of our quarterly evaluations, and I believe it went well. Can certainly understand Mrs. Richardson's classroom observations concerning Adrian's emotional state. That's fair enough. The finest warriors, yeah. She was, of course, intensely shy when we first met. As I understand it, she's similarly withdrawn in her classroom activities and only speaks or acts when she absolutely must. Some things she simply will not do. Instead of participating in mandatory group activities, she will sit alone and accept that she will receive a demerit. Before the meeting, I read Mrs. Richardson's parent-teacher report, which allowed me to estimate some about Adrian's home life. The parents are well-educated and come from a prestigious background, but they lack time to properly nurture, I guess it's Adrienne. I'll try to do that. She is often alone, and when she is not, the parents seem to not understand the importance of warmth and affirmation when speaking with someone so young. Having two parents of this reserved and icy temperament enacts an inhibition in a child. The child's imagination is subdued, but only ostensibly, for it eventually finds its way into regular life. I surmised that I would be able to reach out to Adrian by way of make-believe. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. How are you liking the new house? You've told me you used to live close by, but it can still be a big adjustment. New room, a new school. This is terrifying. Cool graphics. The basement. I like that. Okay. The basic? Question mark? Yeah, well, there's a lot of cool stuff. Mom and Dad sent me down there. Your mom and dad made you go. Yeah, there's lots of cool stuff. Well, that's not why they sent me down there, though. Why did they send you down there? Fighting. They were fighting. Shouting. I came in to help, and they shouted at me. They said, go clean upstairs. Or clean up downstairs, so I went. That sounds tough. Did they fight a lot? No. Well, they, That's all right, Adrian. Maybe you can tell me more about the basement instead. Okay. Excuse me. Well, it was weird at first, the stuff down there, but cool. I found something living. Sort of. Well, that's very interesting, Adrian. Please tell me more. An interesting iDoc. Wow. Those are some games. So definitely off the beaten path. By indulging her in her fantasies and stories, I was able to glean more of an understanding of Adrian's anxiety in surrounding her home and parents. The symbols of Adrian's story seem to carry their own traumatic weight, and her exploration of the basement may very well be a new vehicle for the conveyance of her anxiety. Whatever might come of our next meeting, whether she will engage in similar make-believe, I will set down her story here. Okay, Adrian's story begins with her delving into the basement with a trash receptacle and the goal of cleaning up. She discovered one of the walls was covered in plastic bags. She went to investigate, intent on tearing away whatever they covered. Okay. Do we have to pick it up and put it out? Now we're just clicking. Get rid of these little shoestrings here. Upon removing the plastic trash bags from the wall, she noticed their interior lining was covered in glass. Like a window, I offered. No, she said, like a mirror. There's some of the hammering. Reflecting inwards towards the animal they covered. I gently asked her what exactly this animal was. Here is where the material reality of the story took a turn for the explicably fantastic and imaginary. Upon her discovery of it, at her gaze, it grew or extended, its shaggy-haired self. Hair like the fur of a dog, I offered. No, she said. Not the fur of the dog, nor the hair on her head. It grew out towards her, the animal's hair, reaching out. It was hard, standing almost straight, like the hair on a brush. A bristle, I offered. Yes, she said. She was very afraid at first, but then very curious. I asked her what else was in the room. More things hidden away, she said. Things of Grandpa's as well. First she found a hidden passage under the stairs. Inside there were strange dolls, magic objects, naked, faceless figures. Great. I heard these cryptic utterances and merely nodded. In order to keep the game of make-believe going, I only pressed for details where I thought necessary. The faceless dolls could be a simple metaphor The anonymity that she feels in her own home? Question mark. The hidden passage, I'm sure what to make of that. The revealing of the concealed seems to be thematic in her fantasy. The door under her stairs is but one example. Poking it. Throwing it out. I guess we're supposed to go... Okay, it's just changed from trash bags to question mark. The lighting is so cool. I like this style. It's neat. The darkness of the shadowy corner unnerves you. You cannot explore here without some form of light. Okay, so we can't go any further that way. Trash pile. Okay. Question marks. Water womb world pretending it's within the Kevin Costner canon. That'd be... Yes. What is this? Okay, we can remove these things. Once she removed the panel and found the magical hidden passage, she was very specific about what she took. She found a magic book, a magic doll, a photo of her late grandpa, and magic glue. Okay, take doll. A slouching doll. Its material is rough and coarse. Search closet. What is this? Scoop. Alright, clean up the goop. It's just all trash here. Oh, what do we got? Papers crudely bound together to form a book. Eurasian steppe shamanism and fusiform gyrus. An interdisciplinary study in sympathetic magic. A dissertation. Jacob Hart. Continue. Or read now. Should we read now? The impetus of this research was the recognition of a particular pattern in fragments of documents relating to magic and magico-religious practices. Numerous sources were drawn from, commentaries or laws relating to the banning of sorcery and necromancy, compilations of folk charms relating to love spells, hagiographs of saints and their encounters with the devils. The list spans many centuries and a great distance from the Levant to the Khazar Khaganate, forgive my pronunciations, to the border of the modern nation-states of Russia and Kazakhstan today. Forward. From this paper trail arose a consistent account about a certain form of magic relating to the binding of demons to a sorcerer's will. A demon called the Heaven of Needles, or the Angel of Needles, was known to be kept best by shamanic keepers or wards who suffered from face blindness, whether by birth or through developmental causes like a stroke or head injury. It was known to be extremely effective but terribly dangerous, so much so that it became outlawed several times and was generally a popular scapegoat when relating to unexpected death. Oh boy. All right, the nexus of magico-religious meaning-making, sorcery regarding human-related desires, and the history of science, of neurological disorders related to the fusiform gyrus, where the subject of this dissertation will reside. I will outline further and then analyze the historical sources I mentioned previously, and then I will go into the neurology of the mystic and magico-religious experiences. Okay, adjust the glasses here. I didn't know we were going to be doing a dissertation on stream today. After that, I will detail my ongoing correspondence with a resident of the Ural Mountain region who is an expert folklorist and keeper of traditions he claims have been passed down through his extended family for generations. Okay, take a moment to have a little sip here. Okay. A photo of your late grandfather. That's Mr. RHD, PhD. Smiley face. Continue. Mr. PhD. Okay. On the reverse side of the photograph, there's more text. Good luck on your trip to the Urals. Stay warm. Okay, maybe it's his dissertation we're reading, you know what I mean? Clean it up. Oh, magic glue. All-purpose glue. Okay, not so magic, just classic Elmer's, I'm sure. Oh, there was something back there. So are we cleaned up? I interrupted to ask what she did with these magical, mysterious materials. Grow Grandpa, she explained plainly. And then, without missing a beat, she continued on with her story. Feeling this was a potent symbol, I stopped her again to ask what she meant. Somewhat puzzled, I did not understand immediately. She explained slowly. Grandpa lives in the cage in the other room. The cage behind the door. They grow people in that cage. Okay. Okay. It's very normal. Very normal game. Right, we can't go that way without any other stuff. I guess we need to go... Nothing new here, right? Alright, let's move on to the door. Oh, it's got a sign. Oh, we're reading. Good, we're reading. A hastily written note. Read now. I have repeatedly called your homes to no avail, so I'm forced to leave this here for you all. I found William sitting in the corner of the enclosure area, seemingly severely concussed. Whiskers was gone, in none of its usual hiding places. I immediately suspected the worst. The project thus must be suspended for now. I'm leaving up to the usual mirrored coverings we use to keep the anthropodic void sealed. I've done my best to lock up everything on such short notice. This is a hasty fix, and it will require some time to find a more permanent remedy. I'm honestly hoping you do not find this note, as I intend to lock the house down too. I intend to race off to you to retrieve your lockbox keys. Do not worry about William's key. It and the rest of his equipment is almost certainly deep within Whiskers now. I pray you do not enter this room. No matter how it may appear, William cannot be helped, and it is only being kept alive as a means of continuing predation on the rest of us. I will say once again, this is quite a note here. I will say once again, no matter what state you encounter William in, he cannot be helped. I have sympathy for the young man, I truly do, but I found on his person several photos of his late sister, which imply certain risks he knew he was taking. Our extant research materials have now become possible liabilities, either criminal or professional in nature, so I have stashed them away. I believe I let you know how I might do this if we were to ever experience such an event as this. I hope you remember what I told you. So long, Dr. H. All right, a note on experiment 1 through 4. I guess we'll read. All right, number 1. For the sake of university policy and the health of any future career you hope to have, you will abide by the non-disclosure contract that you've signed. Do not break the anthropodic vacuum without any prior consultation and approval. Any anthropodic forms brought into the enclosure area must not be left unattended. When not in dormancy, the sample will attempt to take these shells. Please see shell notes for more on that. Yeah, it's a heck of a quick note. All right, number 2. Continue. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. All right, well, we don't know what's on that one. Hopefully it's not important. Ritual behavior with the sample, trading or bargaining, will result in a dismissal from the project. Precise mechanism of the exchange of symbols and the gifts required for a request to destroy a shield is not known. And even if the anecdotal accounts of success are legible, end in violent death. Okay. Regarding growth cycles, every time Whiskers regenerates and leaves dormancy, it is to be logged as a new propagation. The sample's bodily existence cannot be illegible. The part cannot be cut from the whole, so there can only be one living propagation. Propagations are to be terminated after 5 weeks. Any further development puts us at risk. Termination procedures will be posted and followed with extreme care. With all of that out of the way, I want to welcome you to the project. I look forward to working with you. Signed, Dr. Hart. All right, well, hopefully we didn't need to see anything. I don't think we have inventory, right? Proper inventory. Yeah. All right, well, we'll enter. It doesn't seem like we're supposed to, but... Or, I mean, we've been warned, I should say. Beyond the door, in the room, the cage was hidden, concealed in another cloak of inward-facing mirrors. A hidden cage lined with mirrors. It is strange, almost poetic, the elaborate fantasy of self-reflection, concealment, captivity. All right. It's like we're going for the tarp. Maybe this is the drifter. Oh. At the cage, she finally cast her spell. But it was confusing, she confided at first. She took the magic doll, the magic glue, and the photo of her grandpa. She combined them. She wished very hard. I can only assume in this fantasy that that next her wish would come true. In what child's story would it not? Okay, we do have inventory now. That's good. We got glue. Particular human representation, generic human figure. All right, what is... I guess grandpa is representation. And the doll? Oh, dear. Okay. A tangible symbol of intention and desire. She put grandpa in the cage, assuming that it was part of the ritual. She was not clear on how it worked. What precise instructions she could glean from her grandfather's magic book was complicated by her reading comprehension. Sure. She wished with all her heart, and then she told me she waited a while for something, anything to happen, and after that time, she began to cry. I cried really hard, she said, wanting Grandpa to come back. I wanted my parents to stop being so mean. And it hurt me. It hurt me wish for Grandpa to come back, for my parents to be different. I could feel it through the walls, and it felt me through the air. I asked her what exactly she meant. She could only repeat what she said. By this time, lunch was almost over. I said goodbye to Adrienne, and she left to rejoin her class. I was left to consider our conversation. I believe the storytelling strategy I employed was not unfruitful, but I must probe deeper if I can. Although I can be sure of nothing I interpret, the impressions I get may begin to help me get an idea of the right questions to ask. Knowledge you acquired this week has given you access to certain topics or keywords you can discuss with Grandpa. What is this video game? Consider discussing this when Grandpa emerges. Okay. Wish. You've also gained the following keyword. Hopefully I didn't miss anything by not reading that second little card thing, but... Shell. Consider discussing this when Grandpa emerges. Wish and shell. Week 2. Should I write these words down? Wish and shall. I met again with Adrienne in order to address her emotional outbursts in the past few weeks. It's our second time meeting, and while it's a standard practice to have multiple sessions with a troubled student, as I assemble a report for counseling department, I could not help but think, as we sat down in my office, that Adrienne was already seemed to show a remarkable change in self-esteem and confidence, and perhaps my and Mrs. Richardson's estimation of her were emotionally disturbed was erroneous. The paralyzing shyness and withdrawn attitude that Adrienne possessed last week was not entirely diminished, but she seemed to hold herself differently this week. However, this only lasted as long as our conversation pertained to initial introductory pleasantries. When I began once again asking her parents, her feelings regarding her new school and her new home, she quickly lost what new confidence had gathered up and withdrew again into herself. Just letting the hammering finish here. So once again, I partook in some collaborative make-believe, but this time I was aided by the fact that I had managed to do some research into Adrienne's grandfather. And I had some insight into what she might actually be finding in the basement. Now, this might be overstepping my bounds, some as a school counseling caseworker, but this was all in the service of making Adrienne comfortable and happy in this learning environment. In any case, I was able to dig up information regarding her grandfather by inquiring at the university in town. Not that I make a habit of sleuthing, but I had a suspicion that grandfather was a professor there, or at least some sort of researcher, due to the fact that the newly constructed lab at the campus I drive by bears his name in memorial. He was some sort of anthropologist or linguist or neuroscientist. I did not have to dig that deep before the scope of his work became dizzying and I ran up against the limits of my undergraduate education. But back to make-believe. What's your grandpa like? Is he a smart man? Not anymore, but I'm teaching him. So he's grown a good deal then. Have you been feeding him well? Yeah, he's getting bigger. He's grown he has a lot of room he's getting bigger, but he has a lot of room in his cage. He's still behind the bars. Yeah, well, he might be able to climb out eventually. There's this vent in the ceiling. Perhaps if he climbs out, I could meet him someday. Yeah, maybe. He's not ready to leave. He can't take care of himself. I have to feed him, pick up after him. Ah, you store the food in your lunchbox. That's nice of you to share. He can almost talk. You cannot speak with him. He doesn't have a mouth, sort of. Hey, it's an appropriate overlay. But how do you feed him? He has a mouth on the outside, on his shell. Or the stuff that is his skin. Okay, we have its shell as an option here. I'm a little confused. Maybe you can go through a typical day with your grandpa. Okay. I asked her to explain how exactly she goes about growing her grandpa, and Adrienne began another tale. According to Adrienne, in the week that had passed, much had changed in the basement. Okay, yeah, our little hairy thing is gone. Start there. Glue still available. Examine. The hairy thing that was here before is gone. Lunchbox is currently empty. Seek out food for Grandpa. Okay. You should go see Grandpa first. Yeah, okay, we have to go see Grandpa. Wake Grandpa. Okay. It was scary at first, she said. The way he moved, the way the doll's skin covered him. I wanted to interject. This somehow seemed inappropriate, but I kept listening. When I look at him, she continued, when I think about him, he grows and moves. It's like he's growing for me. So he's growing bigger now, I asked. Yes, she said, bigger every day. Oh boy. This begins the actual growing part of growing your grandpa. Beneath the doll's burlap skin, the follicles knit together. what resembles a proper person, your grandpa. You're in charge of its cognitive development and diet until it's able to sustain itself. Currently, you are observing Grandpa. Please click the arrow back button below for a brief tutorial of your duties as a caretaker. Okay, this is the back button. Here we can see a variety of options regarding growing your grandpa. Highlighted in red are objectives related to feeding and teaching Grandpa. Important messages regarding Grandpa's recent activity will also appear here. So right now we have feed Grandpa, 0 of 2, acceptable foods eaten, seek out things to feed Grandpa. Then we must teach Grandpa, 0 of 2 words taught, find vocabulary words to help Grandpa speak, explore the basement. You will need to find it in food and learning material before you can move on to the next week. Some foods will make Grandpa happy, others merely content. Some food will make Grandpa disgusted to the point of nausea. Learning material is also scattered out throughout the basement. Seek out vocabulary words intended to help teach English and basic anthropoidic concept formation. The options highlighted in red are related to navigating around Grandpa's enclosure. Okay, so we've got Grandpa, study corner, kitchen corner, help save exit. Got it. Go to Grandpa option will let you perform all actions directly related to Grandpa, including feeding, teaching, observing, etc. Accessing the study corner will let you go over any documents you pick up as the weeks go by. It's a good idea to learn about the work of the people who last occupied this space. Accessing the kitchen corner will let you search for food in the old refrigerator and help prepare food for Grandpa, if need be. Help button will replay this tutorial. Save button will save your progress. You can only have one save file at a time, so if you have saved data, you'll be asked if it's okay to overwrite it. Exit game will take you back to the main menu. More buttons may or may not appear depending on your development of Grandpa, so watch out for them. One final note. Take care to explore the basement at your leisure. However, due to the entropic nature of clutter and trash, different weeks may allow you to find things you have not previously discovered. Good luck. Better do a good job. This is intimidating. I don't want to mess up this Grandpa stuff here. Okay. If I go to the study corner, then can I look over my existing document? Okay, this is the one we missed. Orientation note 2. The sample's exposure to some of our neuronal activity is unavoidable. However, the speed at which its desirous yield is produced can be dampened by several precautions regarding libidinal and emotional urges. Keep conversation not related to lab work at a minimum. If you begin to suspect you're developing attachments to your colleagues, contact me as soon as possible. Okay, that was the one that we missed, so that's good that we got through it. We've already read everything else. Examine educational posters. Family togetherness. Learning. Like all the letters of the alphabet. It looks like everybody's there. Oh, we can throw them out. No learning. A set of procedures regarding disposal / interment. You can examine this in detail later. Study corner, but we're going to read it now. Number 1. The researcher will seal off the enclosure bars, ensuring minimal gas leakage. During the later fumigating process, and then retrieve the burn barrel and place it near its enclosure. Oh, I see. Allow at least 48 hours of time where the current growth cycle experiences no human-related stimuli. Do not enter the enclosure area nor any part of the basement. Ideally, you will not be on the grounds at all. After 48 hours, 2 researchers will enter the basement wearing their assigned mirror mask mirror apron, and powered air purifying respirator. The researcher will use that vent system to fumigate the enclosure area. Wait 30 minutes, and then use the fan system to ventilate the enclosure. Keep the fans running during steps 3 and 4. So step 4 is re-enter the enclosure area wearing your assigned mirror, mask, and apron. The organism may or may not be in complete dormancy. If it is not in full dormancy, be assured that its capacity to act against you will be greatly diminished. With your assigned powered drills, quickly remove any enclosure bars needed to access the organism. Put them aside for later reinstallation. Put the organism into the burn barrel. Incinerate the organism thoroughly. Wait for any smoke to be properly cleared by the fan system. Then turn off the fans. One researcher will retrieve the nucleus from the ash and place in the mirror box. The other researcher will sift through the ash and place any other substantial remains in the biohazard bin in the room outside of the enclosure area. The bin is locked for safety purposes. The code 323245. Okay, this is the biohazard box. Okay. The researchers will fill out a termination form and leave for Dr. Hart. You have gained the conversation topic, biohazard bin. Consider discussing when Grandpa emerges. Great. Okay, file cabinet. A lot of trash here. Oh, what the heck is that? I don't even... Grandpa not clean, yeah. Okay, we're getting all kinds of goodies now. All clean. The space will not be dirty again until next week. Alright, what is this? Cashews! It looks edible. Grandpa might like this. An account of an acquisition. Read now. It was said to pass from one family of steppe people to another, but pressed on its ultimate origin, something, somewhere to the south, coiled in a bowl, covered in incantations, buried upside down by a graveyard, a commonly late antiquity demon trap. Okay, the keeper, an elderly man in failing health, was ready to expound on and on about the dangers of the organism, but when I asked more pointed questions about the history of its acquisition, I was giving curt responses that have a way of circling back to vague warnings. Okay. Was this true? Okay, it's just crap, I guess. File cabinet 2. All the trash. All clean. Okay. We got that. Is that the only thing that's in here that's worth picking up? Linguistics module. Grandpa. Teach Grandpa this word to read notes of past educators. Card number 1. This must be something. All right, more crap. Picking up the trash. Gonna have a good time. Picking up the trash. You removed the tape down fabric to reveal the cabinet's wooden bottom. All clean. A note regarding cleanup procedures. To my colleagues, I don't mean to be overly severe in tone, but Dr. Hart's work is very important, and the material we are working with is potentially very dangerous. I will be handing out a copy of this note as a reminder to everyone. I'm not trying to single out any particular person. We all have misconceptions about the nature of this project from time to time. With that out of the way, there are some things to keep in mind. The active growth must be thoroughly terminated via the correct procedures at the very least 4 weeks after the dormancy is interrupted. It does not matter what you've done or haven't done regarding tests or procedures or how much the anthropoidic vacuum has been disrupted, but you're not ready to go beyond 4 weeks at this point. A step-by-step guide to the termination has been posted by the enclosure wall. Please, please, please do not place educational posters over this posting. We already found it. Do not disrupt the anthropoidic vacuum without Dr. Hart's prior consultation and approval. In case of any emergency where the vacuum is disrupted, put on your equipment and begin the lockdown procedure. Make an extensive note of when and how the breach occurred. If you find the habitat empty, page Dr. Hart immediately, but do not attempt to speak with anyone else. This thing can get very smart, and I'm sure you're all well aware from the stories we heard on our acquisition trip, the greatest caution should be used when dealing with a potential aggressive mimicry scenario. Please seek me out if you have any more questions. Signed, William. Isn't William the guy who they were just like, oh, I feel for the poor boy? I think it is, right? We'll check. We can always look at our other notes here. I'm just going to jot down the word, or the name, I guess. William. Will.I.am. Okay. Notation regarding sample exoskeletons. Read now. Research participants, please take note. Each growth from a cycle does not require a shell, but you may find the sample will often try and seize on something somewhat flexible to grow into, along with any desirous yield it may generate, or else it will move from one shell to the next as it outgrows them. In the small amount of time I have spent with it in preparation, I've noticed it tends towards human forms. However, we should keep a tight lid on the anthropoidic seal in order to be cautious before we begin to experiment with exposing it long-term to stimuli. Dr. Hart. Okay. I think that was the third cabinet, right? Yeah, it was. Medical imaging device. Doctor's notes. Ooh. I can't seem to pick the... this is like something I want to click on, but I think I can just use the pointer things right now. All right, so maybe this is like what we put like an X-ray on this or something. Forced this all here. I found William sitting in the corner of the enclosure area seeming severely concussed. Whiskers was gone. So I'm assuming that Whiskers was the little like I don't know, furry thing that we found in the under the bags initially before we entered the room. And then I guess William's been compromised. Do not worry about William's key, and the rest of his equipment is almost certainly deep within Whiskers now. William cannot be helped. He's only being kept alive as a means of continuing the predation on top of the rest of us. Okay. He cannot be helped. Several photos of his late sister. So is he trying to grow his sister, is what that was? He got too close to the sun. Alright, so we've kind of gone through everything here. Shell notes? Yeah, we've done these. All right. Let's try the kitchen corner, I guess. Search upper fridge. Lettuce looks edible. Grandpa might like it. Okay, some lettuce. I'm sure it's in great condition. Lower fridge. A brown banana. Looks edible. Okay, so we've got some options for food, which is great to see. I'm not going to prepare anything quite yet. So we can exit. Oh, cabinet. Oh my goodness, lots of things to explore here. Even about cleaning out file cabinets. Yeah, it's sort of, this has been very cleaning oriented so far. Examine. Slouching under the weight of rotten refuse. Did anything happen? Okay, maybe that's just something you can do. Cabinet. Trash. The trash, the trash, the trash, the trash, the trash. Ooh. We think those are olives. All cleaned. What are you? Blueberries. Looks edible. That's the cabinet. Top drawer. Oh, that's good. That's what you want to see. This is a great drawer. Delicious basement trash berries. Yeah. Welcome in. Alright, what do we have here? An acquisition, or an account of an acquisition. This is an extension of the other one? We shall see. Before we began, he had us all cover our faces completely. We were... An earthenware pot was... yada yada. And on the inside, as we stole brief glances at it, we could see that the interior was inlaid with mirrors. The something gave it small pieces of dough, spoiled food, chicken feed, something keeping it content. The keeper gestured towards the small bag where the food was composted and told us to be careful not to feed it any meat. I asked if the rotting food was enough to sustain it and how it might get nutrients from any of this. The keeper regarded me seriously and said it did not matter what it was fed. The act of feeding itself is what mattered. The act of feeding flesh is another act, however. Then he gave me another series of grave warnings regarding not keeping any animal-derived foods near where I might be keeping it. Okay. So, you know, this is sort of like a Gremlins situation, I guess. Safe tea. So it's a safe. It's like a key? Looks like a keyhole. Okay. Just in case it matters, what's the year? 1951? Never know what these games are going to do for you. Okay, well that was, I mean, pretty lucrative. We've got lots of food. A trash pile? Sure. Examine. Something about the painting looks strange. Alright, let's dive in. Little did we know the painting was in fact trash. A folder full of radiographic images. Okay, so maybe these are what we put on the imaging device. Yeah, looks like that's our option there. Okay, cool, thank you. Let's search the trash pile. to utilize the ability to move the trash can around. This is a game, people. This is a video game. Space will not be dirty again until next week. Fiberglass insulation. This isn't really food. Grandpa might eat it, however. Okay. Yeah, alright. I think we already kind of investigated this, right? Yeah, okay. We're good on that. Okay. Thank you for the generous forage today. The waste here smells particularly strong. It's a good thing we don't have smell-o-vision in this. I feel like this is definitely one of the basements of all time. All clean. Alright, so what do we got here? A simple paper doll. This might be useful in the construction of magic symbols. So we can actually put these together now, right? No, we don't have a picture. We do have a paper doll. Paper doll 1. Suggesting perhaps the possibility of another doll. Okay. Trash. All right, let's go to the trash pile. We'll address the bulbous thing soon. Video games are crazy, aren't they? All clean. A corroded battery. This isn't really food, but Grandpa might eat it. Okay. Linguistics model. Card 2. Hello. Okay, so now in addition to Wish and Shell, we now possibly have Hello and Grandpa. Teach Grandpa this word to read the notes of past educators. Oh yeah, biohazard bin. That's also true. We've got a lot of words now. That's 2 words, technically. Good value on that. Bulbous growth. Something appears to be growing from the wall. You take a closer look. A pulsating sac. The slimy membrane that its skin, its skin, seems to contain something. I might be able to open it with a blade. Yeah, I'm with you, Commander Rob. This is a different level of weird, right? Maybe we can feed Grandpa pizza at some point. Easily opened with a sharp edge. We don't appear to have anything with a sharp edge at this point. We can't explore this area without some light. All right, well, I mean, you know, I think we did pretty good. I guess we'll go in. Let's go to the kitchen corner and cook this guy up some food here. These are all clear out, right? What are you? Okay, you're nothing. All right, prepare food. Do we have to have both? Soft fruit or vegetable or an unappealing item? Do we have to add an unappealing item like fiberglass insulation? It looks like we... If we go to Grandpa, observe. You examine Grandpa, noting its movements, respiration, and general mood. Grandpa seems to be sort of sluggish and bored. You have the feeling it be more content and readily cooperative once fed and taught a word or two. Okay. So the only rule that we're aware of at this point is that we should not feed it meat. But otherwise, it does not matter what we're feeding it. The insulation is concealed in the browning banana flesh. Okay. We don't necessarily have to feed it now, do we? Feed Grandpa? Would you like to view a tutorial? Yeah, sure. Alright, in this brief tutorial, I will go over the basics of feeding Grandpa. By induction of your unprotected insula, Grandpa has simulated the production of tooth enamel to mimic a human mouth. It will need to be fed through this in order to properly learn and grow. I probably shouldn't have stuck insulation in the banana. Probably not, but anyways. First, you'll need to select an item from the lunchbox. Click on the lunchbox in the bottom right corner. The contents of the food of the lunchbox will be displayed. Select an item for the lunchbox. Doing so will fill your hand with this item. Note that any food can be put back into the lunchbox by clicking on the lunchbox with a full hand. Before Grandpa can be fed, it must judge the food by its smell. Hover your hand over Grandpa's olfactory bulbs. If Grandpa is pleased, it will allow you to feed it. Most foods Grandpa will accept. However, getting Grandpa to consume other things requires some culinary deception. When Grandpa is willing to be fed, hover your hand over its mouth and click. Grandpa will then consume the food. Good luck on feeding Grandpa. Okay, give me a tutorial on teaching Grandpa. This brief tutorial will go over teaching Grandpa pronunciation and vocalization. The vocabulary word you picked will appear in the top left corner. In the bottom right corner, there will be a pentagon that is divided up into 8 sections. A section of the pentagon will be highlighted briefly. A notification sound will play, and soon another section will be highlighted. You will control a small round icon that sits above the pentagon using your mouse. Yeah, that was what my like lean back reaction was like, octagon's right there. The ball is constrained to the limits of the pentagon. The goal is to keep your icon over the highlighted area and move to the area changes section around the pentagon. When you hold left click above the correct highlighted area, the icon will start to vibrate along with the stimulated vocal cords. And current letter of the word will begin to turn red. Keep holding over the highlighted section and adjust your icon as it changes place. Soon the letter will become fully red. After every letter becomes red, Grandpa will proudly pronounce the word to you, and it will be considered learned. Teaching Grandpa these words will accelerate its cognitive development and lead to further breakthroughs in general intelligence. Okay, alright. Start with card 1, I guess, huh? No, we just did the tutorial. We just saved, so in case this goes really bad, maybe we can, hold down mouse button if you wish to end the... What am I doing? Alright, so that's the G. What are we doing? Okay. Is it this one? And something was starting to light up over here. No, if there's illuminated bits, I can't see it too well. That looks kind of red, right? Oh, there we go. Hang on. Hopefully this isn't like going to be a timed thing because I'm going to be in a lot of trouble here at some point. Deep within Grandpa, strange membranes phonate confidently. Grandpa. You can brute force it? Okay, good. Yeah, red is not a good color for my eyes, unfortunately. Having completed the lesson, you take a look back at the vocabulary module card and the notes there written by administrators of the past. Grandpa, part of the vocabulary and vocalization module E81, family. General pronunciation comments. Usual trouble with articulation, voice thin, raspy, possibly underdeveloped larynx. Larynx. Module comments, see below. We have done several sessions of what we are calling the familial relation simulation. I and a co-researcher sit in chairs opposite the enclosure, wearing the usual masks, and we begin to act out a scene, mostly through improvisation that might roughly resemble a kitchen table conversation between an immediate family. Repeated trials would reveal, although our simulated conversation was purposely vague and unspecific regarding persons and identities, we would only address each other as brother, father, sister, etc. It soon became apparent that the encoded information and associations we unconsciously draw up while hearing and speaking these words were being picked up by Whiskers and its psi-type field of reception interpretation of the brain, mind, events, and somatic content. My co-researcher, William, noticed this in a simulation where Whiskers was given a role as sister and he as brother. I was the father. Whiskers began responding to certain prompts with unusual specificity, as well as a general pattern and timbre of speech that continued with unusual consistency. As soon as the simulation ended and we left the enclosure area, William let me know that Whiskers was almost certainly drawing from encoded memories of his late sister, mapping out exactly what regions and centers of neural activity are intercepted in the psi-type field. Will take extensive neuroimaging that we do not have at this site. Currently, we only have less precise portable equipment. However, our experiences are so far are eerily in line with folk knowledge and folk explanations regarding the being's access to desires, and we can begin to infer it has access to certain portions of the limbic system and the ventral temporal cortex. You step away from the bars and store the module card at the document table. Okay. Great work, everyone. I guess we gotta teach him another word, right? Can we teach again? Hello. You approach the small window. I think it's this one. There we go. Give me a little something here, people. Okay, that's 1. That's 2. Is this all it is? Nice. Okay, that was a little bit easier. I'm trying to look for like the little dots. I can kind of see the dots. Deep within Grandpa, strange membranes phonate confidently. Hello. Having completed the lesson, you take a look back at the vocabulary module card and the notes that were written by the admins of the past. Have a sip here first. Hello. General pronunciation. Sloppy articulation. Module comments, see below. We are already encountering some difficulty as Whisker's subjectivity is so much determined by a diverse and dynamic array of influences. It attempts to mimic the thoughts and desires it passively intercepts, and these imitations go on to structure the basis of its identity. Only later in Whisker's growth cycle does it begin to form an identity, or identities, that are coherent, capable of resembling a sane, rational human being when engaged in conversation. One must imagine how hard it would be to converse with somebody who is not yet oriented in one particular way towards who or how they are, because they might have 20 different honest answers to those questions, all of them mixed and muddled together. Let's see. Because of this, we have started the basics of conversation, greetings, partings, identifying one another, forming questions, and so on. It is fortunate Whisker's current growth, number 19, I believe, has developed a mostly accurate human mouth simulation. Hello was a bit of a challenge in the previous growth, as it had failed to develop an adequate organ to act as a tongue. yeah, I gotta make sure we're keeping the throat ready to go here. You step away from the bars and store the module card at the document table. All right, so we've completed the teaching for the day. We've got a load of other words as well, but we'll start here. I guess we need to feed Grandpa. Click on Grandpa's nostrils, left of its mouth, with a handful of food. All right, do we go with the dusty cashews, the lettuce, the blueberries? Probably won't like the battery. Or do we do the banana insulation? I think we maybe, let's open with the, I don't know. Let's go with the blueberries. We get to feed 2 things. I mean, that's the mouth, right? To the left of the mouth. Grandpa finds this palatable. Oh, we're going to do the banana. We get two things, I think, right? Meal appears to be sufficient. Grandpa's unable to detect the unappealing item. Is that what that said? It just popped up for a second. All right, enjoy your insulation, pal. Although quickly consumed, the meal seems to be causing some indigestion. And with a sudden lurch, Grandpa empties its stomach onto the floor. The contents pool together in front of the cage. Let's back out. Grandpa silently slides back to its corner. One digestible food, one other. Alright, so we still need to... Grandpa recently emptied his stomach. Explore the basement. I would love to. I would love nothing more than to explore the basement some more. Enter. Can I look at what's been expelled? Yes, examine stomach contents. Lucky. still somewhat wet. Yes. Aha. Okay, we'll be back, Gramps. Don't you worry. We're just gonna continue. I'm imagining that this goes to the cabinet, right? You try the safe's lock with the key you found. It pops open. Yes. Okay, what do we have here? A photo of your mother as a young woman. The recognition of this face kicks off a cascade of emotion and meaning deep within your psyche. Is that it? These all seem like important items. Another photograph? Okay, I guess we're good then. I guess technically we could glue these things together, right? Like Mom and Paper Doll 1? Tangible symbol of intention and desire. What in tarnation? Okay. Yo, Casey. Welcome in. It's going well. This is a very strange video game, but that's the way it goes. Alright, it doesn't look like I can do anything else in here. We can feed it a battery at some point, but maybe I guess we'll save battery for the next feeding. I'm assuming that the things that we keep in our lunch, like a battery's not going to go bad in this scenario, right? Like, yeah, exactly. The battery has already gone bad. Yeah, I think like it will probably last another week, I'd imagine. Offer Mother Doll. Let me hang on. What do we? So we've taught 2 words. Can we continue to teach him anything? Okay, we have to use the vocab cards. So when we attempt to communicate, perhaps we can do that. I guess what we don't know is that if I feed him a second time, does that kick us out of this day? So we should probably try... Actually, hang on. Before we do anything else, to the study corner, let's take a look at these images. Propagation number 21. Day 19 after dormancy. Nth vacuum broken. Yes, term at 21 days. Notes in detail. Ooh, all right. Intriguing results with regard to the mimic hypothesis. A participant entered a sealed chamber adjacent to Whiskers, growth cycle 21, which had been freed from the anthropoidic vacuum, constructed quite economically from plastic and broken mirrors. The first propagation's original earthenware vacuum was shattered during the move-in. Between the two, there was a semi-opaque glass panel that allowed observation both ways. Hey there, Weird Proc, welcome in. Joining us on Growing a Grandpa. The human participant was asked to think of someone in the popular consciousness, fictional or not, and cogitate their image, personality, face, if possible, voice, if possible. Our participant chose Jesus of Nazareth, and with weekly repeated exposures to the participant's imaginings, propagation 21 began forming what resembled an anthropoid Nazarene in the fold of its spines. Previous human-oriented tests have always bore out a result that Whiskers would form an anthropoid team member, be it me or Dr. Hart or Gerald, and we assumed that it was merely mimicking one of us. Dr. Hart has always contended the disastrous yield, or the anthropoid reproduction Whiskers creates when he's in contact with human beings, has always been based on the conception and relation to the person through someone else. With this framework, the yield is not actually a replica of a person, or if it is, only a replica of the fiction of a person generated in the mind of another. The yield was not Jesus Christ, but the participant's image of Jesus, assembled from their religious upbringing, religious artwork, depictions in popular culture, etc. This radiograph was taken right before the destruction of the growth cycle, while Whiskers was rendered unconscious via fumigation. It seems like with every successive propagation, the stem cells in the organism work a little faster, but I'm not paranoid. It's technically deathless, yes, but we're burning up whatever knowledge it gained when we incinerate it. I just don't believe in magic just yet. Okay. Propagation number 2, day 0 after dormancy. Propagation 2. Alright, so we're going back in time here. Term at 6 days. Alright. We've taken to calling it Whiskers. Of course, some have interpreted it as hair, or needles, or quills, but Whiskers is more accurate as the needles are really like supersensory follicles or spines. The nerve nets distributed throughout the morphology of these spines resemble those of the genus Hydra, but have myelin sheaths that are functionally the same as vertebrae. As we can see in the X-ray, each spine is laden with dense optical arrangements similar to compound eyes. The Hydra connection is assuredly worth investigating with regard to the organism's capacity for regeneration and anecdotal deathlessness. It certain is a robust enough creature to inspire marvel that is not untinged with fear. Okay. Number 14. Exposure to mammalian forms as part of a series of zoomorphic influences led to a further understanding of the propagation's ability to simulate the somatic stem cells that constitute fully developed animals. It's sometimes hard to read this because it's got almost like this fake CRT VCR type thing with the text, which is good for the vibe but tough for the reading. I write simulate in the previous statement because examining the tissue of each propagation, it leads me to believe its amazing capacity for accelerated growth in vastly different forms comes from its cell level mutability. A Jurassic Park. Played through most of this a while ago. Let's go. Yeah, this is I'm going into this without knowing much, and it seems like it's quite a game. Welcome in. And yet, at no time does it function as the thing it becomes, except in the sense in which it mimics it. That is to say, when Whiskers is removed from dormancy and replicates a rabbit's morphology, it is not seeing from another rabbit's eyes, nor smelling the rabbit from the rabbit's nose. Or smelling from the rabbit's nose, but pretending that it does and doing a very good job of it. Get rid of text shake. Oh, maybe. Alright, so propagation 5, day 10. So we're going again back in time. This is interesting sort of timeline we're working with here. We're kind of zigzagging a little bit. It's in detail. This radiograph was taken at or around growth cycle number 4. The strange thing was that the subject of the image was found nowhere near the enclosure. It's almost like a piece of Whiskers fell off and scurried into the corner. I feel like we've learned a lot since then, but at the time, I remember speaking about the morphology being weird, not really even resembling any extent of zoomorphic structure besides maybe a cuttlefish. Shout out cuttlefish. Then I happened to open the thing up. Inside were all these little dead amoeba things. But they all sort of looked like they had faces that were just barely there. After I took the radiograph, I gathered it up and went to go through it in the biohazard bin. As I walked by the bars of the enclosure, I could hear Whiskers suddenly going wild, flopping around and grunting excitedly. Could it have smelled the cuttlefish thing? Would it eat its own production? I guess it's technically flesh. We know is a no-no, according to what we read. This is beyond the scope of the project, but it could be that without the stimulus of an active brain, or more specifically, a healthy and active brain capable of face recognition and theory of mind, Whiskers begins to pull whatever it can from the limited data available to it. Again, this is not our focus at this time, but I did leave a note for Dr. Hart just in case he wanted to have a look. Alright. And this is where we've wrapped back. Okay, cool. So we've gone through everything. There. Shader settings, cursor color schemes. No, it doesn't look like we can get rid of it. It's not like a huge problem, but like there's a couple times where I'm like just staring at the screen and it's like hard to get it going. All right, so we've done that. I guess we'll go to Grandpa. I think I'm going to try to communicate first. I think the mother doll will leave late in the game here. Late at the end of this. Is there anything going on with your observation here? Noting its movements, respiration, and general mood. Sort of sluggish and bored. Okay. No response. Okay. Well, it's okay, fine. For Mother Doll. Grandpa does not appear to be interested at the moment. All right, we'll feed you, buddy boy. All right, so do we go with the cashews, the lettuce, I think we go cashews. But I feel like maybe you could wrap something in the lettuce or something. So I think we'll go cashews. You enjoy your enticed. Indifferent, but we'll accept it as a meal. Maybe we'll check both. We'll check. The battery does not want, I'm sure. It's a cool battery. Grimaces at the artificial smell. How about the lettuce? How do we feel about lettuce? It will sate its hunger. But that's it. All right, we'll go cashews. We're not hiding anything in cashews, so you enjoy your cashews, bud. The meal appears to be sufficient. All right, pal. You step away from the window and set in the bars. Grandpa grunts in appreciation and locomotes towards its favorite corner. Okay. We've done all of the things. Would you like to... Okay. So now we know how this works. We can end the week when we're ready. I was worried that we were going to finish like our 2 things to do here and it was going to kick me out, which is why I kind of was doing things in perhaps a slightly strange order. Mother doll? A little mother doll for you, bud? Doesn't appear interested. Is it just sitting on the little plastic chair? That's funny. Little pal. Okay. Grandpa, was this accedes to your request? It approaches to the bar and begins to unknit its skin. Oh dear. The inner Grandpa, though not fully formed, is revealed. May be fruitful to speak with it if it can respond. We all have an inner Grandpa. Ask about... Alright, so we have Wish, Shell, Biohazard Bin. Goodbye. We also... I thought we had something else as well, but... It's not ideal, I agree. It's kind of like not how you want to do that. But let's ask about Wish. With a great deal of effort, Grandpa gurgles fragmented thoughts through its ill-formed lips. Mother, ah, will father. So that's wish, right? We're just asking about wish. So mother and father? Page 2. Okay. New lives out of the air. New lives out of the air? New lives? The dark, spiny filaments that make up the majority of Grandpa's body begin to oscillate rapidly. The air behind your eyes, I can taste it. That's unsettling for me. If I ask you again, is this just the same thing again? Yes. Okay, so we can redo them. That's good. Let's ask about Grandpa's shell. With a great deal of effort, right? Here we go. Skin my body. This is re-shell, so that makes sense. All human skin around me. Give more. Grow more to fit. Okay, so you want more skin. Sure, don't we all? Ask about the biohazard bit. It fails to produce more than a wet and frustrated sputtering noise. Okay, we don't have the words to correctly enunciate biohazard bin related chatter. Right, into the shell and into the corner. Would you like the mother doll? Nah, not yet. Okay, that's fine. All right, well, we'll observe you one more time, huh? Content and ready to cooperate. Well, I think we've done it. We've checked your stomach contents. We have offered you all the things. We've gotten the key. We have I think we've done everything. We've exhausted our options here. We have no way of getting a light to be able to search the kind of missing corner in there. So I think we're probably clear here. I'll make a save. Hopefully we don't goof everything up, and we'll move on to the next week. Okay, how do we do? Weekly summary. Yeah, we did pretty good there. Look at all the food. Lots of documents. Lots of items. As Grandpa becomes more eloquent as he develops, he may express different things on the same subject. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. That's good to know. It's a little Gabriel Knight for you. Once you kind of... You gotta always check on every little option every week. I've never played Darkestville Castle, no. I've never even heard of it, I don't think. Knowledge you acquired this week has given you access to a new conversation topic to discuss with Grandpa. Language. Consider discussing it. I will consider it. Week 3. All right, let me have a sip. Oh, excellent. Oh, you know what? I have to update the sheet with some of the first plays. I have them on the list. I just haven't added them to the pool yet. I will. As well, including this one. Very good. Should we take a quick break? How many Bonnie treats are we back here? Actually, I think maybe we'll keep pressing on for a little bit. Okay, only 2 treats. We will honor all treats, any and all treats, and the grubs as well. What are we at with grubs? 30. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll push on a little bit further here and check how we're doing here. Especially curse. Okay, love curse. Love curse. Very good. Cool. All right. Mrs. Richards approached me the other day in order to remark on Adrienne's development. She noticed how much more at ease she appeared when called upon in class or when asked to participate in group exercises. I told her I had seen this change happening as well, and as much as I would like to take credit for it, I can only guess dimly at what might be reshaping her attitude. Mrs. Richards posited that this was perhaps Adrian's family moving into their grandfather's property that caused the change. Apparently it's out in the country and in a wooded area full of wide open space and far from the hustle and bustle of the city. The grandfather, Dr. Jacob Hart, had jointly purchased the land with the university he was employed with and began constructing what he was intending to be a satellite campus for the burgeoning psychological anthropology program he had a hand in establishing. Only one building had ever ended up being constructed after Dr. Hart died in a car accident when driving back from the property one day. Eerily, at almost the same exact time, a grad student who was assisting Dr. Hart on some sort of project at the property vanished without a trace. William, perhaps. The property sat in disuse for years as it was tied up in legal battles between Dr. Hart's next of kin, the university, the vanished grad student's family, and other students Dr. Hart was working with. Eventually, the case was settled out of court. Only recently did the property fall into the possession of Adrian's mother. Yeah, we didn't do any grubs last time. I was deep in the drifter science mode. So this is a mixture today. We're catching up. Obviously, I was not going to relay this whole tragic story to Adrian, who, for all I know, believes her grandpa is still to be living in the basement of his home. Besides, I thought, she might already know all of this. Perhaps the elaborate story she was constructing was her own way of escaping the morbid details of a life, or perhaps lives, cut short by the cruel force of fate and the cynical adults who squabbled in the aftermath. I was determined, perhaps, the storytelling she was, and continues to engage in, should not be encouraged by me, at least not in the way I went about it before, where I made active inquiries into her strange fantasy of a semi-sentient ball of skin. When I saw Adrian, I did not bring up her grandpa or ask questions about his growth. Adrian could not stop talking about it, however. I had no choice but to weather her bizarre and enthusiastic effusions about her new best friend. Adrian, maybe we can talk about something else. I'm not sure I'm following you exactly. He's gotten so big. He has so many whiskers that have come out. And I can see them move around when I think about him. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm so happy Grandpa is back. He's so much cooler than my mom and dad. Once again, for what it's worth, I have put down the story she told me as best as I could. Adrian once again told me about growing her grandpa. Okay, we've returned. All right, what do we have here? Examine. Hairy thing that was here before is gone. Presumably whiskers. Oh yeah, we need to check on everything. Some trash. Do we have any fresh trash? Oh, we got fresh trash. Yes, give me all of the trash to clean up. Okay, that's a thing. Wonder what that is. A little cucumber. We got a little cuke. It's like a cucumber slice. Maybe it's a kiwi. What do we have? Oh, it's a kiwi. I was right. You can see where I was getting with the cucumber, though. It's hard to tell. Low res. Looks edible. Grandpa might like this. Okay. Let's see here. Bulbous growth. Let's check on it. Pulsating sac grows in this corner of the basement. Seems like it could be easily opened with a sharp edge. Oh, if only we had one. Can we use them? No, I guess not. Okay, cool. So our food from the week before does carry into our current week. This is good. I expected it, but didn't know. Can't explore that without any light. We'll check the door soon. We're going to check the cabinet now. Examine. Okay, cabinet. Oh my goodness, please. It's kind of tricky because this is probably wild for a speed run, I guess, but like you have to, like when you are in the grab here, it's still like the knuckles that are the pointer, so you can't like go here even though you're like kind of literally dropping it in. You have to go low. Alright, I don't see anything new in here. So I think we're clean on that one. That's the cabinet. Alright, this is the one with all the little faces in it, right? Grandpa speedruns. Never know. But speedrun brain always working, I guess. Okay, this one didn't get dirty again, but I guess this is inside the safe. Not edgy enough, though. Needs to enter her emo goth phase. There's still time. Alright, anything new with the painting? Doesn't look like it. Trash pile. Give me your trash. Ooh, hello, new note that was not there yesterday. That's unnerving. Ooh, hello, food that also was not there last week. What are you? A potato! Alright, cool. Nothing wrong with a potato. A little starch for you. Alright, we've learned the word life. Cool. That looks to be clear for us. Let's back it up. Alright. The final trash pile. highly important potato. Hey, Swan. Show me potato salad. Oh, maybe we can make potato salad. I feel like Grandpa will love potato salad. On the new U.S. pyramid. It's true. It's part of a well-balanced diet these days. Is it even a pyramid anymore? I don't even know. Indecision. Ooh. I mean, how else are you supposed to get your iron if not by eating batteries? Bulbous growth over here. Is this new? Is it new? Yet another pulsating sac grows in the corner of the basement. It seems like it could easily be opened with a sharp edge. We got 2 bulbs now. That's concerning. It's unclear if bulbs are good or bad. I have to believe that they're bad. So, therefore, ergo, we should probably find a way to cut those suckers up. There's nothing new down here, right? Still need light? Okay. We need, like, Grandpa to puke up a flashlight or something for us. Whole grains are at the bottom, smallest part. Meats. What the heck? I mean, there's a lot of issues going on with that. Across the board, what a mess. Good news, I'm getting all of my nutrients from my Schweppes cream soda today. All right. Let's begin. I'm going to check the study corner first. I'm going to kind of work in the same sort of way that we did last time. Nothing new underneath here. We've done the things that we need to do. There is... Okay, cool. There's new things, new trash. Where's the trash coming from? Have we identified the source of trash? Because this seems wildly inefficient in terms of... I don't know. I feel like we gotta get rid of the thing making the trash rather than pick up the trash at this point. But anyway. This trash isn't going to pick up itself. Alright, nothing new here. Okay. I'm imagining that these have not changed, right? Yeah, these are the same. It's a pretty nice imaging system there, where when you turn the power on, it also puts a really creepy like music on. It's thoughtful of them. All right, we don't have any new documents to my knowledge. We just have indecision now, right? Oh, D4, let's go. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome on in, raiders. Hello, hello. Hey there, Gary. For fortune and glory.
Dave Orr just raided with 6 viewers.
Welcome in. Thank you very much for the raid. Yeah, shout out. Hope you had a great stream. We're playing a very interesting video game called Growing My Grandpa, in which we are, kind of as the tin says, we are in fact growing a grandpa. Why don't we show you our progress so far? Go to grandpa. So yeah, there he is. It's a work in progress. It's a little bit of a whip. Not exactly the most grandpa-like grandpa at this point, unless your grandpa does look like this, and no judgment over here. But certainly, you know, it's early days for this particular grandpa. We'll observe. Examine grandpa, noting its movements, respiration, and general mood. Grandpa's gums are bleeding slightly, and its skin seems overly dry. It may need a food packed with vitamin C. A kiwi fruit would be an excellent remedy. Okay, we happen to pick up an old kiwi in a pile of rubbish, so that is great news for us. We'll put kiwi on the menu today. Good stuff. Is there any new stomach contents? No, it hasn't thrown up yet today. That's good. Good for it. Mother doll? Not yet. Okay. We'll return to Grandpa soon. So we've yeah, what did you walk into? Yeah, so this game is kind of crazed. It's a little bit insane. The framing for this is that we're learning this story through this like counselor person at a school. And there's some girl who is claiming that she's growing her grandpa. And it turns out that maybe, if she's to be believed, there's like a secret, I don't know, lab underneath her house where you can grow people, I guess. But we happen to be focusing on our grandpa in this case. And so, yeah, we're in, I think, week 3 now. Where we're basically exploring the basement here. It's a very upstanding part of town. And we just kind of search through things to try to get items, and then we grow a grandpa. Speaking of which, let's go check the kitchen corner. Let's check the fridge. Is there anything new in here? Oh, a little pear? Okay. Grandpa might like the pear. That's good. How about the lower fridge? What is this? Ooh, a little straub. Love a good straub. Good crisp straub. Is there anything better? Oh. Alright, cool. We've got a lot of good stuff here, folks. Let's prepare. So we've got a potato. Can we stick stuff in the do a battery in the potato? We do a battery in the pear? Okay. Interesting. So obviously we need to give him the kiwi. We're giving him the kiwi straight up. Deserves the kiwi. We got to keep the grandpa growing, I guess. We do need to make a decision between the starch or, I guess, the fruit here. Yeah, potato batteries. I guess that is a good way to do it. Let's try it out. The battery is concealed in the soft potato flesh. All right. Yeah, potato battery. That's right. I go out here, that's... Yeah, okay. So this is sort of the big question mark is this area over here. It's too dark to see. We don't really have any sort of way. I don't know, there's no flashlight at this point, so... All right, so we've prepared the food, and to answer your question, I think that the fridge strawberry, the fridge pear, and the refuse kiwi and potato, I think will be on the pass list for me. I know I drink a lot of strange things on this channel, but I try to keep everything. They come from establishments that I hope that are not selling me nonsense like that, but you never heard. One of your favorite fruits. I don't know the last time I had a kiwi, but yeah, I'm a fan. I like kiwi as well. Cronenberg and the Blair Witch Project. Yeah, I think that is kind of the that's kind of what we got here. All right, all right. So I think we're ready to go to Grandpa. We've done all of the things that we need to do. We've gone to the study corner, gone to the food corner. I'm gonna feed you. Let's have a little bit of food here. You approach the small window. Here we are. All right, so I think we try the battery. Let's get the concealed battery happening here. Have a little sniff. Unable to detect the unappealing item. Enjoy your potato battery. Although quickly consumed, the meal seems to be causing some indigestion. And with a sudden lurch, Grandpa empties his stomach onto the floor. The contents are deposited into the pool of Grandpa's previous stomach expulsion. Thank you very much, Grandpa, for keeping it consistent. All right, let's just real quick. Thanks a plaintive whine, clearly disappointed when the lack of sustenance. It dejectedly locomotes its back to its favorite corner. Yeah, you hold your horses there, Gramps, okay? I am just curious on what you just puked up. Scissors! A bit rusty, but perfectly usable. Yes, okay. That is good news for us, because I think, yes, yeah, we're going to get that bulb. All right, we'll be back, Gramps. Smell you later. As one's known to say. All right, to the bulbous growth. You carefully make an incision into the growth with your scissors. It's now possible to take a look inside. All right, people, let's check the bulbous growth. You peer into the small opening created by the incision. In the oily cavity, a powerful smell of rot arises, and many small increate beings lay motionless and dead. However, you just barely hear the near-silent slithering of something, or maybe it's just your imagination. Would we consider this trash? Yep, okay. We're in trash mode again. Good squishy noises here, that's for sure. Getting your money's worth out of that. Yo, Finesse. Thanks for the good luck. Welcome to Grandpa Growing Simulator. Oh, what the heck is that? Oh, no. Anthropoid remnant number 2. A self-sufficient animal form knit together from years of ambient thoughts left to crawl around the basement. Grandpa may enjoy the flesh. Uh-huh. Okay. You've gained the conversation topic. Little friends. Consider discussing this when Grandpa emerges. Okay. Little friends. Okay. We've got another bulbous growth. I guess we're going to give it a little another shot here. What we have in this one. You peer into the small opening created by the incision. Yep, same deal as before. Okay, same deal. Do not put a battery inside the tree. Eating the Bonnie. Oh no, another one. Look at it go. Alright, this is remnant number 1. Self-sufficient animal form knit together from years of ambient thoughts. Grandpa may enjoy the flesh. There's no other goop in here, right? Okay. A wriggling human-like grub. Oh, grubs. So there was a very, like... We learned in the study corner to not feed the being flesh. That was sort of the thing. Do not feed your gremlin after midnight. You know what I mean? So those are kind of the things we need to understand. Collect the 100,000, yeah. I missed some at the top. Oh, I did? Oh, okay. The bulbous growth. Whoa! Wait. It's already refilled with more crap. Is it because I never cleared it out, I wonder? Like, all the way. Yeah, okay. Good call. Did I do it on this one too, then? Yeah, we definitely want to make sure we're cleaning up after our bulbous growths. Just imagining the person who has this on at their house or something, and they've, you know, maybe in the other room. They're just hearing that sound over and over again. Like, what is what's doing? Okay, so we've... Yeah, okay, we've officially cleaned out the growths for the time being. All right, let's go to Grandpa. We'll feed you. So we wanted to go kiwi for sure here. There you go, that's good for you. Meal appears to have been sufficient. And then, so now we also have, what's the other thing that can stick in there? The pear. The pear is something we can use. Hard as a rock, brown strawberry, or the lettuce. I guess we'll go strawberry. Okay. Meal appears to have been sufficient. We could have given it the little wriggly things, I guess. I feel like we don't want to do that based on what we've been told. Haven't you eaten enough today? Step away from the window set in the bars. Grandpa grunts in appreciation and locomotes towards its favorite corner. Oh, it wants more food. Content and ready to cooperate. Okay, let's teach some words. We've got 2 more here, 3 and 4. We'll start with indecision, I guess. Alright, so we're going to try to teach Grandpa how to say indecision. Okay, that's one word. There we go. Yeah, this one I'm just kind of holding and praying here, so this might be frustrating for people. Apologies. Okay, one more. There we go. Indecision. Deep within Grandpa. Having completed the lesson, you take a look back at the vocabulary module card and the notes that were written there by administrators of the past. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, it's not. The thing is, it would only really be a problem if there was like a puzzle in this where it's like you have to do it super quick. You can't mess it up. Otherwise, like you get stuck or something. But if it's just like I just look like a moron while I do it, that's acceptable. I can handle that. Indecision. Let's see. We are introducing the latest growth of Whiskers to a more subtle social cues and testing its ability to judge mental states of participants in conversation. Yeah, quick time events, that would kind of be a thing. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you, That Which Lurks. That's good to know. Oh, and for people who rated over or joined us in progress, Whiskers is sort of like the being that they were testing in the secret lab beforehand. We're like reading old notes. The semantic content that flows to Whiskers via its psi field is still becoming muddled and slipped without distinction into conversation, although our intention of instilling it with a solid theory of mind will perhaps make it begin to understand that we do not know what it knows or what we are without our control sending to it. One would think a theory of mind seems to develop as part of its maturation process. In order to hunt sapient beings, it must be able to deceive them. In order to deceive it, it must be able to make certain metacognitive judgments. For example, if their deception appears to be working, or how one ought to be deceived. We may never see it develop a theory of mind anytime soon, as Dr. Hart has disallowed, a cycle of Whiskers growth to live into the beginnings of maturity. Right, I think they have to be cut off around 4 weeks, I think. You step away from the bars and store the module card at the document table. Okay. Let's continue to teach here. Got another card. Life. Is it red-green? Yeah, it is red-green, yeah. I've got a very... I haven't been tested for this since I was a younger, like a child, basically. But red-green is like the bulk of it, but like I struggle with a number of things. Anything that's like touching red or green, it's a bit of a gamble. And then I have trouble with like pinks, purples, and grays. They all kind of look the same to me too. Not sure what the term is, but let's do life. Come on in, Gramps. All right, life. Only 4 letters, which is good for me. Just trying to look for the patterns. That's... It's like, you can kind of see that there's kind of a dotted texture over the top of this here. There we go. Deep within Grandpa, strange membranes phonate confidently. Life. Having completed the lesson, we'll take a look at the card. Sure. All right, life. See below. At week 3 of growth number 24, Whiskers appeared to recall some information from a previous growth cycle. We cannot be sure that this was really the case for all we know. What we interpreted it as recollecting the information was really a drawing from semantic content from one of our recollections of it and redeploying it without rationality or contextualization. For the sake of our safety and the sake of scientific inquiry, we are attempting to draw out from Whiskers whether it somehow retains knowledge from the previous cycles on its morpholactic nucleus. We did not think it was possible the nucleus, though complex and incredible in its own regenerative abilities, was capable of this, and that the nerve network that grew out from it made up the base of Whiskers' mind. And so we are now attempting to ask Whiskers, as best we can, if it has ever died, or what it might remember if it did. And that is the end of the card. Ooh, creepy. All right, well, it sounds like we need to feed Grandpa once again. Would you like the mother doll now? Nah, you don't. You wouldn't, would you? Observe. Content, ready to cooperate. Would you want to talk? Oh, we're about to see Grandpa. Show me Grandpa. The inner Grandpa, though not fully formed, is revealed. May be fruitful to speak to it if it can respond. Ask about wish. Try it again. Right. Grandpa still struggles somewhat to speak due to its underdeveloped tongue, mouth, and jaw. However, it managed to rasp out an answer. Hunger is not enough. On the walls of the cave, the auroch can be hunger transformed. Desire is fulfilled by pain. Your grandpa doesn't have the right words right now. I can only say, I love you. Love is not enough, though. Desire is not enough. Project it outwards. Make it true to yourself. If only in symbol, then it will be enough for me and you. Okay, I think that was sweet. How your skin doing? Something to grow in. My skin is not the doll's skin. My skin is not like your skin either. I can still feel your eyes on me inside my shell. I don't have many eyes to see, but I don't need them as much as I need your eyes with which I can understand as seeing me. There is a cycle of attention. You give me myself, but I am still not that. Slowly I form a human shape, and you see more as human, me more as human, and I become that. Okay. Biohazard bin. They kept putting me in a box, sleeping and then set a light, and then in a box in the corner in the darkness. Most of you couldn't read then. The scribe came and wrote what everyone said. They wrote on strips of bark with thin reeds. Right? No, it was not that. It was a paper posted somewhere. It had the words to open the box. I was half dead in the box. The part of me that dies was put there for a long time. That part of me and other things they threw in. A refuse pile. Papers they discarded. Language? So we gotta get to the dark corner. We need to figure that puzzle out. How do we find light? We must find the light. Grandpa still struggles to speak. Grandpa is old. My lives were easier before I made myself to speak, and before you made clothes to wear and rules to obey. Your grandpa remembers I have learned much in many lives and deaths. Keep speaking with me. I love talking to you and learning from you, and it helps your grandpa so much. Soon I will be everything you would like me to be. Little friends. The little ones, they grew like seeds off my skin. Worms fall off my body. Thoughts falling off of me. Dreams put there by others. When I was under the ground, I made only very few. Shepherds walked through the grave, and I saw them lusting for their wives, and my skin made their loving faces. I called them out to the darkness, into the darkness with their loved voices. One by one I took their shapes, and their skin and blood. That was a time ago, before stone buildings, before the order of angels and words and symbols. I'm sorry, Grandpa is thinking, but there's a little left over from others too. I'm so hungry for flesh, part of me is. I would even eat one of them that fell off of me. I can't help it. They grow off of me. They fall off and grow in the dark, grow around me. Goodbye. All right, we gotta feed him one more thing. I'm going lettuce. I'm afraid to give this guy a little friend. Oh, I'm getting out. All right, so I think we're good. Back to its favorite corner. All right, so we've done everything that we need to do here. I think we are in a particular place where, yeah, we can't get over to that area quite yet. But I guess that's the end of the week. We've done what we need to do here. We'll save. And I think this is when we'll probably take a break. So, I have got a few reward requests, channel point things to get caught up on. We've got 3 Bonnie treats, and we've got, I think, 30 to 35 maybe minutes of grubs. Let me just check. 35 minutes of grubs. So, oh, make it 40. Beautiful, we'll make it 40. So we've got a full house now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start cracking on with the grubs. I'm going to take a quick break right here so that I can go get the dog treats out of the way. And then we'll dive into the grubs. And then we'll see how we're doing on time. It's very likely that this is going to probably be where we put a pin in Grandpa growing. But we will return to this next Sunday as well. Unless we feel like playing this post-drifter, I guess. I'll have to think about that. We could just kind of pick this up on Tuesday. We are kind of in between games. We'll see. We'll see. Let's exit the game.